but most of it seems like, at least to us at this point, is down in New Bern and Craven County. Colleen Roberts joins us again with the city of New Bern. And Colleen, the last time we spoke, you'd rescued 200 people. You had 150 more people that you were trying to get to. And I'm hearing now that you're asking for people with boats to volunteer to help, or at least lend their boats out.
We haven't asked for that help. We've had a bunch of citizens call or come out offering to assist in those rescues. We're not turning them away. We are asking them to please organize with us, however, meaning if you have a watercraft you're willing to use to go out and do those rescues, meet up at New Bern Fire Rescue Department at 1401 News Boulevard. We have a commander over there who's organizing those teams and deploying them.
So, Colleen, a lot of these people who are trapped in their homes, if they don't have cell service or they don't have power, how would you like them to get a hold of you to let you guys know that they need to be rescued or need help?
They will need to check with a neighbor or a family member or someone who can contact us. It just isn't wise to go out and wade through the floodwaters. They're moving so fast in some areas. Signal us the best you can if you see us coming into your neighborhood or you see one of those citizen teams. Whatever you need to do to reach out and get in touch with us, do it. If you see a team, not far from you or down the street and you have no cell service, scream, yell. Let us know that you need rescue and we will come.
One of the things you mentioned to us before, too, though, are the dangers in those floodwaters. Right now, the biggest concern are power lines that may still be active, correct?
We think we've done a pretty good job at turning off power to power lines. We have 100% power outage right now amongst our customer base, which is about 22,000 folks. We've really tried to go in and depower those lines wherever we possibly could. We had a situation earlier where a power pole snapped and fell onto a house and took a power line with it. We quickly depowered that line, and I don't want to give the address, but we were able to confirm that the homeowner had safely evacuated. So really feel like we dodged a bullet in what could have been a really dangerous situation.
All right, so Colleen, you said people were volunteering their boats. How are the roads there? Are you able to even use the cars to get to people who need rescuing?
That is one of the challenges. We have a lot of folks who have watercraft they want to use, but you can't get to a boat ramp. So we're having to be strategic in pointing them to a location where we can launch the boat into the water. And again, I would reach out to New Bern Fire Rescue, which there's no water in the building there. So if you can trailer your stuff and get down there, you'll be organized into a citizen rescue team. Now,
I know we're talking about a lot of the immediate impact, Colleen, but let's talk about the future a little bit. New Bern really relies on tourism, and Craven County as well. Talk to us a little bit about the long-term impact economically that we might be looking at.
Our downtown businesses especially are heartbroken over what they're hearing, over what they're seeing, some of the photos that we've been able to put out for the storm. I have to say this is probably the most preparedness that we have seen downtown. A lot of businesses taking the time to board up their businesses and even some of the residential areas downtown. So they are really heartbroken. We know it will take some time to get things back online. I mean, we need first and foremost to be able to get in there for those waters to recede. We need to check what the electrical components and the meters look like, get electricians in there, get our businesses back in power so that they can clean up and clean out. And, at this point, that could be a several weeks, maybe even a month or more process before we can get, some semblance of what we used to be back in order.
Colleen, a lot of people don't know that New Bern was the original capital of North Carolina, and you've got Tryon Palace, also a tourist destination for a lot of people. Have you heard anything about that?
We haven't heard anything about the palace. It is close to the river. What's even closer to the river is the North Carolina History Museum. And I don't have any updates on that, but I would presume on seeing that water marching up Middle Street that they're probably having some issues over there as well.
All right, Colleen, all these people who do need to be rescued or need help, do you have room and shelters for them to go to?
We do. We only have one shelter at full capacity right now, and that is Ben Quinn Elementary School. We have 4 others that still have room for folks. So once you're picked up, you're probably going to be taken to the nearest shelter, from where you got on the boat. And we don't have time to pack belongings. It needs to be you and your pets ready to go immediately.
So they are pet-friendly shelters?
We are finding additional resources. We've partnered with the Colonial Capital Humane Society to get some extra cages to be able to house animals. Ben Quinn was our pet-friendly shelter. So we are working on additional resources, but above all, we don't want you to leave your pets behind in a hurricane.
What about Carolina East, the hospital situation there? What are they looking at?
We know that they had reduced their access, their entrance down to only the emergency department so that they could get medical crews in and out of their general parking as quickly as possible. We know they were only doing emergency surgeries. Everything else had been rescheduled. I don't have any updates on their plans or evacuation processes for people who were already there prior to the storm.
Well, let's hope they don't have to evacuate as well, because we have seen some areas that are certainly looking at that potential. Thank you so much for being with us. I know you got a lot of work to do. We want to check back in with you later as well, but stay safe out there, please.
Thanks.
All right, we have some new information this morning now on power outages across the state. NC Electric Co-op reports about 120,000 people total here in North Carolina do not have power right now.
Yeah, that includes Carteret County at 33,000, Onslow County, where Jacksonville, Camp Lejeune is, 27,600. You've got Pender County at 9,450, and then Craven County, where we were just talking to New Bern about that. They're at 9,440 at this point.
A lot of people without power, and that number could continue to rise. All right.